All right, well, welcome to day 13 of this 21-day clearing and asking with money experiment. We are experimenting with all kinds of things, whether or not we can let go and choose greater, what different questions will generate for us, whether or not we'll show up with for ourselves and what it will take. Like, I get that money is just one big grand experiment on what we can choose, how we, what we can choose if we're willing to choose, what we're willing to have, how much more we can be willing to have. So it's like everything that doesn't allow our lives to become the experiment instead of the completion that we keep looking for, can we destroy and create it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds. All right, so I want to have a lot to say, which I really appreciate. The thing I'm going to start with is she said something that I'm looking at and would love support with is I'm considering ending the collaboration with holding trainings for children. Basically, I'm just not willing to invest so much time and energy for such little financial contribution. And I want to say something about that real quick. Fuck yeah. You got an awareness of what works for you and what doesn't. So this is the beginning of creating something different. It's like this part works, this part doesn't. And moving forward, I require more here. So, however, I need to be more grounded. Do you need to be more grounded or do you just need to make a different choice? This is not a revenue enhancing collaboration. What would it take to have clarity around this? To me, it sounds like you have clarity, just maybe not the willingness to choose into what it is you are already aware of. And the next part is it's like I'm struggling to be kind and selfless while bills and other expenses pile up. Yeah, so how's that working? I mean, the thing that I started to really get this year, more than any other year, is that I had not been including myself. I actually just got a whole nother piece of that this morning. How little I've been including myself across my entire life. And it's just something, I don't find that to be wrong or anything. I think it's something we learn as women. I think it's something we learn in our culture to not include ourselves. And how does it get better than that you are getting the awareness that including yourself is both having the things that bring you joy and are rewarding and having money. And it's the and having money part that humanoids tend to have to learn more than any other skill. We're very, very great at contributing. We're great at being us. When we're being us, it's rewarding in and of itself. We are not great and strong at including money. Most of us function from the point of view that money shouldn't have to be a thing, but it is a thing. We are in this reality. It's a thing. So fuck yes. Now what? So your question is, what is the limit or dance between being willing to be and do anything and honoring yourself? There's no limit or dance. Honor yourself. If you were honoring yourself, what would you choose? If you were honoring everything that's true for you, what would you choose? And I can give a small example. There have been many times over the last 10 years that I've worked with and for Access Consciousness, the organization. And I'm a huge fan. I love it. I would say, though, that for the most part, the choices that I made to work with teams and Access did not net the finances that I required. And so there's been 4 or 5 or 6 times where I've had a job with Access and then I end up stopping because the time commitment and the finances don't create what I need in my life. And that's all. And so there's no separating from Access. There's no making Access wrong. It's not any of that. It's just this, for me, doesn't work. And it works for a lot of other people. So that's just a small example. But I mean, that's an example of working for and with an organization that I absolutely love. I'm a facilitator of, and working for them financially for me doesn't work. So because it doesn't work financially, I'll go back in for a little while and I'll contribute, and then I'll go do other things that are more financially rewarding for me because I've been willing to include the way I want to live in my life. So what have you not yet fully included about you and the way you want your life to be that if you did would give you more clarity and ease? And everything that is times a godzillion, will you destroy and create it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds. So there's all kinds of possibilities in life. There's some that are rewarding, energetically rewarding, like maybe those are creation streams, right? They're rewarding energetically, they expand your life, but they don't contribute cash. There's other things that contribute cash that maybe don't have that same sense of reward. And there's other things that have both. So if you weren't doing utopian ideals, that this rewarding thing should generate the cash, or this cash thing should be rewarding, or this thing should do something. If you weren't doing should and you could do what is, what would you be aware of? What can you include now, and what can you choose? And everything that doesn't allow it to show up, will you destroy and create it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, pop, all nine shorts, boys, povits, and beyonds. Does anybody have questions around that?
There is one judgment that I think is coming up, that if I would only consider the finances, I would just be like this superficial bitch.
So then what energy, space, and consciousness can you and your body be to be the superficial bitch you refuse to be for all eternity? Because what you're creating now is broke.
Yes, truly. Kind and broke.
How? I mean, that's a choice. How's that going?
Not so well.
And are you being kind to you, or you're being unkind to you?
No, I'm basically just shrinking my life, my house, my expenses. I'm like...
So you're being abusive. Okay. You're being abusive to you while showing the world that you're kind.
Yes, and to my body particularly, yes.
Okay, so is it the choice you want to keep making?
No.
So what other choices do you have that include you?
Wow.
I mean, is it more important to prove to the world that you're kind while you die?
No, and my body is showing me that it's not working.
So what's it going to take for you to be owned by you instead of owned by the image you need other people to believe? And everything that is times a godzillion, where you destroy and uncreate it all.
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, puck, all nine shorts, boys, poets, and mans. Because what is true caring? True kindness? Does true caring exclude you or include you?
It includes me, yes.
And that's up to you.
Wow.
Other people in their job offers and everything won't necessarily be including you. That's just what they're offering. You have to do that.
Yeah, and to choose my own reality. I realize now that I'm just mimicking my mother, my grandmother, whoever else.
Yeah. Well, you see how that works.
I already know it.
So what would it be like to create? Because the thing about choosing your reality is you're creating your reality. It's a constant creation. There's no one reality. You've now gotten to choose and create a reality with no money.
Mm-hmm.
What would it be like to choose a reality with money?
Oh.
That's as much of a choice as the other one. You just have to be willing to be everything you've decided that means about you.
Yes, that with the judgment, yes.
Because judgment's not real. It's just you're making it real to justify keeping your life small. Okay. That's what we all do. We use these judgments to justify our choices. So what energy, space, and consciousness can you and your body be to be the superficial, money-hungry bitch you truly be? And everything that doesn't allow it, right, wrong, good, bad, pop, puck, all nine shorts, boys, povits, and beyond.
Wow.
Okay.
Thank you.
Keep going. Yes. Okay, Maria, I've been looking at something I had the opportunity to touch on with Crystal and other memberships, the forever I am not enough story. I know it's not true, and that it was just a story that created so many experiences that proved it right. I get it. I do have awareness of some impatience now. So now you're going into judgment in the other way. So I know it was always a lie. Now what? Okay. So what would it take to be willing to explore creating from being enough?
That's so smart. You're a genius.
Yes.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, okay, I've done almost 45 years of this shit, and I can't wait for one moment longer. Yeah, moving into, okay, I'm enough. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so you don't have to wait. You can just start creating as enough now.
Yep. I think I started already.
Somehow. I think you started already too. I think that it's just acknowledging it, and that will dissipate the impatience because you already are choosing what you think you lack.
Say that again?
You are already choosing what you think you lack. Impatience comes from thinking you lack something that you want.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm still wanting to create from the lack, right?
So you're still impatient that you think you don't have what you are already choosing.
Yeah, that's cool. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And Don said, continuing to ask questions and explore needing extreme or creating extreme to get me or keep me or take out of the game financially, health, relationship, location, aware of more each day. And rather than fighting and judging it, I'm asking what it would take to turn up the energy and begin to play with it. What extreme adventure would I have to take myself on to stay engaged? Yeah, cool. I mean, keep going on that. Like, how much more extreme can I make this? Might be a fun question. How much more extreme can I make? Use all of those. How much more extreme do I need to create a financial game for it to be interesting for me? How much more extreme do I need to create the health game to be interesting for me? How much more extreme do I need to take the relationship for it to be interesting to me? I'm actually facing this also, that I've gone into extreme laziness around expressing and having my voice in the relationship. I've gone into reaction instead of having my voice. So it's like, how much more extreme creation would I need to choose for being in a relationship to be interesting to me? Like, how much more engaged do I need to get with my own pleasure? How much more engaged do I need to get with my own requirements for, communication, but not from reaction, from having my voice, from having me, not from not having me and thinking I need to get me. How much more extreme do I need to create where I live and location? And like, how much more extreme do I need to make this for it to be interesting to me? Could be a really fun question. Does anybody have any questions around that? Okay, cool. Well, we've got 3 more minutes. Does anybody have anything else they want to look at?
This is Margaret. Could you talk more about extreme? My head can't quite wrap around that yet.
Okay,
How much more extreme?
What's an area of your life that you're trying? What are you trying to change right now? Money?
Yes, definitely money.
Okay, so is there anywhere with money that you are being kind of lazy? Just as a point of like owning it, just not for judgment. Okay.
Yeah.
Many of them?
Yes. And then waiting, my boyfriend's in the hospital and he's like, I'm waiting until I don't know which day he's coming home, and he's suffering in the hospital, and then I'm like putting on hold, like booking clients for tomorrow, because he might come home. So I'm waiting for others too.
Okay, cool. So that's a great example. So that's something you've been willing to do, is wait for others. Tell me a little bit about the effect that's having on your financial life.
Well, then I don't make money, and I don't schedule clients, and yeah.
Okay, so is that including you, or is that not including you?
Not including me. Yeah.
Okay, so what would you have to go full on extreme with for that to change?
Well, all rush of feeling just comes up with that.
So what's beyond the feeling?
Then what comes up is then I don't care for others.
Exactly. So you'd have to go full on extreme with not caring.
Okay. All right.
Because you're so busy proving that you care that you're destroying your financial life, your life, basically.
Right. I'm hoping others care for me, and then I'm hoping, yes.
Is the hope coming to fruition?
No.
Hope doesn't come to fruition. So thank you for having the conversation, because it's really great, because it's, I think, what we all do to some degree. So you'd have to go full on extreme with not caring, which for you would feel extreme and would in reality be you caring for you.
Right. Okay.
So what if you had clients and he got out of the hospital?
Then his son or someone else would have to pick him up.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's creating his life, same as you are.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
You're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
So, ladies, what would you have to go full on extreme with for your life to work? I am going full on extreme with demanding that I have what works for me, which sometimes means I'm incredibly forceful. Sometimes means it comes out very inelegantly. A lot of times comes out as fight first. But what's happening is I'm getting more awareness on the other side. So I'm willing to like lose it all, offend everybody for primarily the primary person in my life in favor of getting access to what it is I can't seem to get access to in another way. So it's extreme. And it's not elegant. It's not pretty. And I'm not proving myself as a caring person. I'm not proving myself as anything. In fact, if anything, I look crazy. But at this moment, in the last 6 months, it's been like, I don't care how I look, what people judge me as, or what's required. I am going to get access to me. And I'm going to get access in whatever way that I can. So, what is it for you? What would you have to go extreme with to get access to you? And everything that doesn't allow it. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, buck, online, shorts, boys, povids, and beyonds. All right. So let that percolate, see what you come up with, and we'll come back here tomorrow, okay?
Crystal.
You're welcome. Bye.